Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the world of Movie Melee. I am your host, Kaleb Koho, and welcome back to number one contenders weekend. We have a triple or a four-way title match coming up at the final act. But to get there, we have three number one contenders head to head. Don't know exactly what order you're seeing this in, so this could be the first or the last. Either way, it'll be a good one. Cameron Holzmann taking on Robert Castner. Robert Castner has had one hell of a season. Many would call him one of the comeback players of the year. 5-1 coming into this match on the season. Made it all very deep into the tournament, taking on lots of strong contenders, beating Rookie of the Year faithful Igor Kosick, and many others along the way, including Payson Johnson, who's also in number one contenders weekend. Crazy run for him. On the upside of him is Cameron Holzmann, who has also had a quietly strong season coming into this with a really impressive stat that he hasn't had to play a round 3 yet in a win. Every win he's had this year has come from some form of knockout, so this should be a really interesting one to see these two go head-to-head. Joining me on the desk tonight is the best mustache in the biz, Mark Menchaca. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Honestly, I'm just excited to get going here. I think we're gonna have a good match today.
Absolutely. So we'll go ahead. We'll bring in the ghost himself, Robert Castner. You've had one hell of a season so far. You are now finding yourself in a number one contenders match for the first time in Melee. How are you feeling to be here?
Never thought it would happen. When it was suggested it could happen at the beginning of the last match, I thought it was a hoax, fluke. I thought we were doing April Fools and whenever that aired. So it's very weird that I'm here now. Crazy.
That's fair. We wish you the best of luck as we bring in the commander, Cameron Holtzmann. I believe this is your second singles number one contenders match officially on the books, but the first one that I think you have made it to of your own accord.
I believe it is my third. I have my one that Boatman challenged me to.
Right.
I played against Andrew Barr on the one that I don't talk about.
That's right.
Because he got Spinner's Choice and I got Opponent's Choice. It was given strength level classics, and that was fun. And then this one now here. I have yet to play for the singles title here. Hopefully this is my chance. Robert, as you said, has had a sneaky good season. I like to believe I've had a sneaky good season. The only person I lost to this year went on to become the champion for a short period of time, however short it may have been. So we'll see what we can do. Robert's loss came to a guy that I plucked from obscurity in a bar in Canada.
It's true. With that, we'll go ahead and get into round number one, which works like this. You're each going to get 8 questions from 8 different areas within the realm of general movie trivia. Should you get all 8 questions correct, you'll issue a bonus question. You have 3 repeats for the entirety of the match and a challenge rule. Any questions as we get into round number one?
Yep.
No.
All right. Then your first question will come in the category of actors and actresses. Who has appeared in The Book of Eli, The Spy Who Dumped Me, and Max Payne? Certainly an eclectic collection of titles.
Yeah. Maybe I should own the Criterion version of Max Payne.
I think that'd be a worthy investment. I'm sure there's some great special features in there. I think it'd be great.
Unless it turns into the video game, pointless.
Sure.
There's got to be a lot of interesting stuff, like why they made it.
Right. Hands down. We'll go to Cam.
Mila Kunis.
And we will go to Robert.
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis is correct. 1-1 as we get to your second question from Mark Menchaca.
Should come in the category of classics. Vicky Page is an aspiring ballerina in what classic film?
What did you want to be when you grew up, Mark?
I guess like a writer. It would have been funny if I said ballerina. Is that what you're setting me up for?
That's kind of what's teeing you up for. But yeah, hey, you being a writer, that's really cool. I love it. That's cool.
I mean, I've been mistaken for a ballerina a couple times, but that was back in the day.
I can see it. You do strike me as the dancing type. 5, 4.
The dexterity.
2.
The alacrity.
1. And then we'll go to Robert.
I don't know. Is it Suspiria?
We'll go to Cam.
I did ballet in the past. The Red Shoes.
The Red Shoes is correct. 2-1 as we get to your third question, the category of the 1990s. What is the specific profession of Max Cherry, Robert Forster's character in Jackie Brown? You love taking those like pregnant pauses to be like, this is who this person is. Characters maybe don't know the name. You're like, this is who we're talking about. I like those.
We put in information.
Tis the job. We are people of context. 5, 4.
We just provide it, yeah.
3, 2,
Oh boy.
1.
Yeah,
Hands
well,
down. We'll go to Cam.
I keep just never watching this. FBI agent.
We'll go to Robert.
It's a bail bondsman.
Bail bondsman is correct. So we are tied 2-2 as we get to your fourth question.
It's come in the category of action adventure. Robert De Niro, Charles Grodin, and Yaphet Kotto star in what 80s action adventure film?
Should note with that, no perfect rounds.
Get it out of the way quick. We don't got to
I've
worry
owned
about it.
Jackie Brown on Blu-ray for I think 6 years now, and still have never popped in the player once.
Well, hey, if you did, who knows? Maybe you would have had a perfect round.
Yeah.
5,
Foreign correspondent right behind me.
3,
Like 5 years.
1. Pens down. We're gonna go to Robert,
Midnight Run.
and we're gonna go to Cam.
Midnight Run.
Midnight Run is correct. Your next question will come in the category of Oscars. Who is the most recent person to win Best Actor twice for films released in the same decade?
They really had to be ready for that. We threw like 3 things at them. Hopefully they remember them.
True. Just
And
boom,
they don't lose track over our jibber jabber.
boom, plot twists. Just all the plot twists. We have more twists than an M. Night Shyamalan film in this question, folks. Bam, bam, bam.
From a good M. Night Shyamalan movie, right?
No.
Or a bad one. 5,
Twist
Four.
or twist.
3, 2,
It doesn't matter. Yeah, right.
1. Pens down. We're gonna go to Cam.
Tom Hanks.
We're gonna go to Robert.
Said Russell Crowe.
Both incorrect. Looking for Sean Penn. Sean Penn. For the films Miss River and Milk.
Yeah.
So we'll go to Mark for your next question.
Come in the category of horror. How does Dr. Karras die in 1973's The Exorcist?
Milk's a
Names.
weird word.
Well, yeah. I mean, could be Malk. I think, that's maybe like a more regular name, Malk.
Mold.
Ever get served Malk at your school cafeteria?
Mold.
That's
I remember the video.
that's from The Simpsons where they do rat milk. They call it milk.
Milk, Josh.
1. Pens down. We'll go to Robert.
It jumps out a window.
We'll go to Kim.
Falls to his death.
I believe we can accept both. Jumping out a window falls to death. We'll go 4-4. As we will move on to your penultimate question in the category of directors. Name 2 films solo directed by David Leitch. I think that's how you say his name. I always thought that's how you say his name. But I've been told other.
That's how most people, I think, say his name. If not, they're all saying it wrong. We could be
that's how
contributing
you
to
say
a
it.
Kelsey thing unknowingly.
Right? Or like, what's the guy? There's the one guy, Bijan Robinson is like, isn't it like Bijan or something? Or Bijan?
Yeah, it's a bit Jan, but I guess they wanted like the mustard money at some point, so it rhymes with Bijan.
I was just like, man. 5,
He's a Longhorn, so I don't give a shit.
3, 2,
Love it.
1. Pens down. We'll go to Cam.
I said Deadpool 2 and Terminator Dark Fate.
We'll go to Robert.
Said Atomic Blonde and Deadpool 2.
Atomic Blonde and Deadpool 2 is correct. The other acceptable answers would have been Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw or Bullet Train. Robert
Right.
will-
The guy who did the first Deadpool did Dark Fate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you did. Robert will take the 1-point lead 5-4 as we get to the final question of the round, which is in what category, Mark?
In recent releases, in which 2023 film is a device invented that is originally called Pocket Link? I was gonna say something, and I thought I would have mildly gave it away. So just kind of stop myself there.
Yeah, it's fair, valid.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I definitely have not done that in the past. Sometimes I'm like, oh man,
I've
that was a
also
mistake.
absolutely never done that before. It's never. What are we, amateurs? Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Cam,
Blackberry.
and we'll go to Robert.
That makes sense. I didn't have that.
Blackberry is correct. So we are all tied up 5-5 coming out of round number 1. Man, thinking happens to get in round number 2, which is the wheel round, and it works like this. You are each going to get a chance to spin from the lovely wheel from wheeldeside.com. If you like the category you land on, you're going to get 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. You can opt to multiple choice, but it devalues it down to being only worth 1 point. If you don't like what you land on the first time, you can spin again, but you are stuck with whatever you land on the second time. Both of you have all 3 of your repeats intact as well as your challenges. Your categories on the wheel tonight are 21st century live action musicals, directed by Antoine Fuqua, coming of age / teen, drama, animation, sports, horror, comedy, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. Since we are tied, preference goes to the higher ranked competitor, which is Cameron Holzmann. Would you like to go first or defer?
I'll spin first.
All right, then this will be Cameron Holzmann's spin at the wheel.
You got to keep them on their toes.
And you land on the category of comedy. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
I'll spin again. There's a lot better on this wheel.
All right, then you'll be stuck with whatever you land on this spin. And you'll be getting questions in the category of opponent's choice. So Robert will be dictating what you get tonight.
I'll give them horror.
Horror.
They always do. They always do.
Mark, you want to go ahead and give Cam his questions in the category of horror?
Sure, I'll do that. Cameron, prepare for your horror questions.
No, but you're going to ask them anyways, so.
You got it. You've worked here before. First question. William Burke, played by Coleman Domingo, owns what type of establishment in 2021's Candyman?
Ooh, okay. I did see this. There's a lot of different things that people have in this movie.
5, 4, 3.
An art gallery.
That is incorrect. Going over to Robert for the 2-point steal.
I'll say a restaurant.
That is also incorrect. We're looking for a laundromat.
Fuck, I was between the two.
All right, going over your next question. In The Craft, Rochelle cast a spell on her bully, Laura Lizzie, that causes what to happen to her?
It's a thing that I think I know, but I'll go multiple choice to be safe.
All right, multiple choice options are A, she ages rapidly. B, her hair falls out. C, she goes blind. Or D, she goes deaf.
B is what I was thinking, so I'll say B.
That is correct for 1 point.
Yeah.
Going on to your third question. Who plays serial killer John Ryder in 1986's The Hitcher?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options are A, Rutger Hauer. B, Lance Henriksen. C, Malcolm McDowell. Or D, Gary Busey.
I'll say A.
A is correct for 1 point. Going on your penultimate question in the category. In what 2010s horror movie will you find a biker gang called the Black Skulls?
I gotta go multiple that I think I might know.
Multiple choice options are then A, Lords of Chaos. B, The Lords of Salem. C, Mandy. Or D, Green Room.
Mandy is what was in my head, so Mandy.
That is correct for
I gotta
1 more.
trust myself, man.
Your final question in the category. How many films in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise were directed by Tobe Hooper?
is if I guess, he's just going to guess a slightly higher or smaller number. And the odds are he's probably going to be right with that. Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options are A1, B2, C3, or D4.
I'm shocked that those are the numbers I have been presented with. 1.
That is incorrect. Going over to Robert for the 1-point steal. Is it A1, B2, C3, or D4?
I'm gonna say 3.
That is also incorrect. You guys sandwiched it. It is 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember if it was
Like I said, Rob, you got to guess a slightly higher number.
The end of Kansas gets a score up to 8, and we'll bring back the wheel for Robert spin at the wheel. And your first spin will land on the category of directed by Antoine Fuqua. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
I'll take it. Sure.
All right.
You don't want to make things interesting?
No, I
Okay.
don't. If I do that, I anger the wheel, and I don't want to.
That's fair. All right, Robert, your first question of the category directed by Antoine Fuqua.
Mhm.
Who plays Captain Bill Rhodes in Tears of the Sun?
Tom Skerritt.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. How is Maureen killed in Southpaw?
She's shot.
That is correct for 2 more points. Your third question. What kind of vehicle does Swagger take down with a 50 cal Barrett while in active duty in Shooter?
A helicopter.
That is correct for 2 more points. Your penultimate question. How many times has Fuqua directed Denzel Washington?
4.
That is correct for 2 more points.
Not counting the Equalizer 3, which doesn't exist.
And your final question, directed by Antoine Fuqua. 18 months after Margaret's death, Mike has a desk job with what specific government department in Olympus Has Fallen?
The Treasury Department.
That is correct for the clean sweep of directed by Antoine Fuqua. So at the end of Robert's turn, he gets a score up to 15. Cam sits with 8. But Anthony and Evans get into round number 3, which is the Pick Your Poison round. And it works like this. We are going to present you guys with a list of categories. You will then draft back and forth all 8 categories off the wheel. Once someone's taken a category, your opponent cannot select it. Once you've each got your 4 categories, you will choose what order you'd like to take them at a 1, 2, 3, and 4 point value in any order. We go until there's a mathematical elimination and a winner. All right, so now the categories have been drafted. Cam, you are behind, so we will start with you. What category would you like to take it at what point value?
Let's just end it here. Sci-fi for 4.
Sci-fi fantasy for 4. I'll go ahead and I'll give you your questions. Your 4-pointer in the category of sci-fi fantasy. What is the name of the community of small people where Paul lives in Downsizing?
Cool.
I'm not going to waste anyone's time. Small town.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, Robert the Ghost Castner. The answer we were looking for was Leisureland. Leisureland. What a game, Mark.
That it was. Though, on some end, we did get a tale as old as time. Somebody got a category they weren't super strong in, and the other person got their strength, and that kind of sealed the game, more or less.
Definitely a spinners and opponents game. We'll go ahead. We'll talk to our unfortunate second place finisher today, Cameron Holzmann. Spinners and opponents choice was a bitch for you the last time you're in this position, and it gets you again. How are you feeling about the match?
Bad, you know.
I got horror, which I got opponent's choice, and then Castner got his strength, and then I wasn't able to outpace in round 1, and round 2 I got some deeper horror questions than I would have liked, and Robert was able to sweep his strength, and yeah.
I mean, for sure. I mean, it was definitely a close game until the spinners and opponents there. You guys were tied at around one. I mean, you don't typically spin first in the round. What was the strategy in going first instead of spinning again or going second?
I prepped Fuqua. I was hoping I would be able to take it because I would have gotten 10 in that without really much hesitation. Because, yeah, but things happen, and I'll be back.
For sure. So this does unfortunately bring an end to your single season. Is there anyone you are hoping to play when you come back next season?
I'll play whoever.
Okay. So we'll see you next season. We'll bring in Robert Castner, who is playing for the movie Melee singles title. That's got to be a surreal feeling. How are you feeling?
There's a lot of weird thing. I feel bad for Cam because I played him twice in Melee, once in teams and once here. And opponents and spinners happen both times for me. The wheel's been very nice to me after not being very good in 22, 23. It's been really cool. And I thank you, Wheel. I was going to say, I'm like 9-5 and I have like 7 knockouts, which is a weird fucking stat for me. And then I was going to mention before, but I didn't. Only a few people this year have played in contender matches in both Melee and Fandom. This gentleman's one of them, I think, right? You did, Mark, right? Yeah. Mark did. His partner did. And then Cam and I have. And I think that's the list, if I remember correctly. So, that's sort of the legacy I want to leave. It's not about me being good at Melee because I've just been really lucky this year. Really, let's be honest. Cam's a way better Melee player than I am. It's just I got lucky today. And it's just interesting and surreal to be in this position. I'm glad to be the party crasher. Of sorts, and looking forward to seeing what a 4-way looks like.
For sure. We don't know the exact pairing in public yet, but for sure one of them will be Kaleb Boatman being there. Are you prepared for Boatman? Do you have a strategy going into this? What's the idea about how to approach this match?
Strategy is don't die. I guess that's the big one. No, I've played Boatman before, but not here. This is his arena. I'm just sort of visiting, so I'm just a carpetbagger. So I'm hoping that I don't get my ass kicked to the curb too terribly. Is the point?
That is fair. I like the summation of just don't die.
Don't die.
But you definitely played a great game today, and we will see you in the title match. Mark, we are one step closer to having a complete fatal 4-way for the final act, and it is shaping up to be a good one. So for everyone here, that has been Cam, that has been Robert, that has been Mark, I have been Kaleb. This has been Movie Melee. We'll see you guys real soon with another great match.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a fair.
Bye-bye.